July the 8th, 2019. Guys, you're looking at the 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook from the National Hurricane Center. We have an 80% chance now of cyclone formation in 5 days. And you can see this red area of in the northern Gulf of Mexico. So it's going to affect everywhere from northern Florida through the Panhandle, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. One model has it tracking in around the Houston area. We'll take a look at 3 different models. But it's saying that some gradual development is possible thereafter, and a tropical depression is likely to form by the end of the week while the low meanders near the northern Gulf Coast. Regardless of development, the system has the potential to produce heavy rainfall along portions of the northern and eastern U.S. Gulf later this week. For more information about the rainfall threat, guys, yesterday evening they were predicting at some areas 7 inches plus. But it's saying see the products from NOAA and keep your attention on the weather there in the Gulf Coast and the Florida Peninsula. Guys, we'll be on top of this, and there's many people that are watching it. All the local weather now will start staying on top of it, so that's a good thing. Now, as the sun rises from the east, you can barely see the edge of the low pressure that's in Alabama, but it's centered right in the kind of in the Atlanta area, maybe just a little south of there. And as the day progresses and we get more images, we'll be able to tell a little more about it. Now, the Atlantic is fairly clear. We have some disturbances off the coast of Africa. You're still mixing with the Saharan dust, but as this storm develops, the low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico itself, some of that high pressure that's been blocking the Atlantic is going to move northward too. Now, here's one model. This is from the European model. Shows the storm come off the Georgia coast, come across the Panhandle, and move up along the Texas-Louisiana coast, back north. It's going to dump a lot of rain, guys, regardless of development. And we're just now starting to see the Mississippi River start to taper down a little bit after all these months. But July 11th, we're seeing the low pressure definitely in the Gulf of Mexico. The 12th, you can see it here. By the 13th, it looks like it's strengthening very fast. The reason I say that, look at the coloration in the lower millibars here. The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm. And that thing really gets tightened up right there as it moves up through there. Other models, we'll look at 2 other models, and they're each different. This one is the Canadian model, and it shows the storm come off, form, maybe not quite as strong, and kind of retract right back over the Florida Panhandle, through parts of Alabama, and right back into Georgia, guys. So all of you that are watching this, that are anywhere in this area, including South Carolina, North Carolina, and up the East Coast, pay attention to this storm. But again, look at your timestamp at the bottom right. The 11th, it's out into the Gulf. The 12th, just low pressure starting to form. By the 12th, it's already reversed. Now, the 13th, it's coming back ashore around the Mobile Bay, Pensacola area. Now, we know these models will change as we get closer to it. But this is a kind of a short-term forecast, so we definitely know that we're going to have some problems in the Gulf. Heavy rain, tropical depression, and with the temperatures, guys, that are incredible here, we don't know what's going to happen. This model, which is WaveWatch 3, tracks the waves of the storm and the wind direction, and it shows that the low pressure forms same time around the 11th, tracks along the coast, and comes in south of Houston, Texas. So, guys, just watch for the updates, because it's an unusual storm. They're going to name it Barry if it becomes a tropical storm. And I think since it formed over Tennessee, let's call it Jack Daniels in memory of their distillery that just burned up a few days ago. But we'll be watching for updates, guys, from the different tracking models and from NOAA. But you pay attention to this. It's a heads up, guys. Be safe.